Hey everybody out there, this is Seto Kaiba from your Yu-Gi-Oh! Chat channel, and today for you guys I decided to try a little something new, so don't hate me for trying something new or hating me because I'm doing this topic. But because Valentine's Day is coming up in a couple of days here, I decided to do my top 6 favorite female cards in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, my favorite female cards in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And because I'm single for this Valentine's Day, I said, what the hey, let's talk about some of my favorite female cards in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And no, I am not a virgin, and that I'm being serious about that. So, without further ado, guys, we'll get started on my favorite 6 female cards in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Excuse me. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and feel free after this video to tell me what is your #1 favorite female character or card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So without further ado, let's get to my number 6 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, guys. So guys, as you see, my number 6 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh is Blue Up Maiden with the Eyes of Blue. Now, I like Maiden with the Eyes of Blue for many, many different reasons. First off, I think the artwork on her is very amazing. Second off, it reminds me of the maiden who could summon blue eyes from the Yu-Gi-Oh series. So it reminds me of when I was a kid and watching the original Yu-Gi-Oh show. And lastly, Maiden with the Eyes of Blue can help summon my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It can help me summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon. This card makes Blue Eyes White Dragon that much more deadlier. And plus, it's a tuner. So if they attack your Maiden, then you can get Blue Eyes out and synchro up for Azure Eyes, and then all the shenanigans Azure Eyes can do. So that is why Blue Eyes Maiden is my number 6 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! She does a whole bunch of different cool things. Her artwork is awesome. She looks really amazing, but she gets Blue Eyes White Dragon out on the field. So without further ado, guys, let's go to my number 5 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So guys, as you can see, my number 5 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Tour Guide from the Underworld. Yes, Tour Guide from the Underworld. She's amazing. She's not as good as she used to be when rank 3s were a lot more deadlier, when windups were a thing and you could use Tour Guide in windups, but she's still good in Dark Worlds. I kind of feel like she's a staple in Dark Worlds. You can do Leviair plays with her. You can do Leviathan plays. Heck, she's an instant rank 3 in any deck. She's generic. You can put her in any deck, really, and make level 3s. But she works best in Dark Worlds because they're all fiends, so you can use your Brow and abuse it. And I love using her in Brow. Some people call her a Tour Guide. Some people call her Tour Guide Bitch, the Bitch. I mean, whatever. There's a whole bunch of names she goes by. But now that she's back at 3, she's so fun to play with. She may not be as good as she used to be. People forget that this card, before it got reprinted in Battle Pack, used to be like a $200 card, which is ridiculous. I think it was like $150, $200. But she's still very good and very useful, and she helps make rank 3s very well. And she can be used in a whole bunch of different decks. And I also think the artwork on her looks amazing. I also think that she looks really cool. And it kind of, when I see her picture and I see her, she reminds me of somebody going to an anime convention as well. She looks like she's dressed up for an anime convention. So that's why Tour Guide from the Underworld is my number 5 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So guys, let's go to my number 4 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. So guys, my number 4 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! As you see is Injection Fairy Lily. Now, the reason why Injection Fairy Lily is my number 4 is for a whole bunch of different reasons, but I used to use her a lot back in the day. There was a whole bunch of different combos you could do with her. There was even a deck, I believe, built around her back when she originally came out in the same set as Yatagarasu, I think in like 2003 maybe it was, or 2004, I can't remember. It's been a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But she's really amazing. She was able to get over problematic cards that were in there in the day, and if you had to pay 2,000 life points to get over a problematic card, that was no problem. I remember some people used to use her, though, to go against BLS. If somebody special summoned a BLS, you pay 2,000 life points, and you just ram into the BLS. But she's really useful still because I kind of use her in my rank 3, rank 4, Exceed Synchro deck, so it's still fun to play with her, but she's nowhere as good as she used to be. You have to remember that at one point in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! She was limited to 1. She was you only could use one of her in your deck. That's how good she used to be and how splashable she used to be in a whole bunch of decks back then. She looks really awesome. She has some nice artwork. She's winking at you, if you can't tell. And she looks like she's dressed up for another. She's just like Tour Guide from the Underworld. She looks like she's dressed up for a cosplay convention, like a nurse. I mean, what's cooler than that? So that's my reasons why she is my number 4 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a whole bunch of nostalgia with her. I used to play with her when I was younger, and I just like her. She looks cool and awesome. So let's go, guys, to my number 3 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. So, guys, my number 3 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a card that you may or may not have heard about. If you've been in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! For a long time, you've heard of this girl before, and that is Magician's Valkyrie. Now, Magician's Valkyrie is actually from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie. That's the movie she was in. But she's been very useful because I actually used to play a spellcaster type deck before. Mostly involved playing Dark Magician, Skilled Dark Magician, Magician's Valkyrie, Dark Magician Girl, and things of that nature. But she was very useful because she had a marauding captain type effect. Your opponent had to attack her before they had to attack Dark Magician. She's still very useful in some respects because you can still use things like United We Stand in a spellcaster type deck, or you can use Spellbook of Power on her and power her up to a 26 beater. So she's very useful still in some respects. She's a level 4. She is a light attribute, so she can work well with darks and trying to get BLS out of the deck. She has 18 defense, so she has a decent defense. But she just looks so cool to me. She's got red hair, green eyes. I don't know, but I like girls with red hair. Sorry, but I do. So she just looks really awesome, and her artwork's really amazing. She's pretty much the sister. She's also been called the sister of Dark Magician Girl. But I like her for a whole bunch of different reasons. Nostalgia, old school decks I used to play with her. So that's why she's number 3. So guys, let's go to my number 2 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it may surprise you. Well, guys, even though it may not surprise you that Dark Magician Girl is on my list, it may surprise you that she's not my number 1 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But she comes in at number 2 still. Why is she number 2? First off, there's a Toon Dark Magician Girl, and she looks dang cute, even as a Toon. And hopefully Toons get support one day so I can put Toon Dark Magician Girl in a Toon deck. Plus, she just looks cool in a whole bunch of different artworks of her. The original Dark Magician Girl, some alternative work of Dark Magician Girl. There's a whole bunch of different Dark Magician Girl-esque cards. And back in the day, I remember a whole bunch of guys wanted this card of Dark Magician Girl. Not because it was playable, really, but because it was freaking Dark Magician Girl. She's amazing. She's a blonde. Got blue eyes. I mean, you know, guys, what I'm talking about. If you're an old school player, you know what I mean. This card, everybody wanted because it was just freaking Dark Magician Girl. Hopefully one day, though, I'll be able to play Dark Magician Girl in a Dark Magician deck. If Konami ever decides to make Dark Magician Girl a Dark Magician deck, because it would be so cool to play a Dark Magician Girl in the Dark Magician Girl deck. It may not be the best card for the deck, but it's freaking Dark Magician Girl, and it just feels wrong not to play a Dark Magician Girl in a Dark Magician deck. It's kind of like saying, well, I play Blue Eyes, but I only play one Blue Eyes White Dragon. You get my meaning there? But she's just so amazing. I used to play her actually in my spellcaster deck along with Magician's Valkyrie and just a whole bunch of different spellcaster monsters like Blizzard Princess and things of that nature. Even Injection Fairlily was in that deck. But it was just a fun spellcaster deck, so there's a whole bunch of nostalgia with her. I just like her. She looks awesome. Her artwork looks awesome in a whole bunch of different forms, be it a Toon Dark Magician Girl, be it a Japanese artwork. She just looks cool overall. And hopefully Dark Magician does get support so I can use a Dark Magician Girl. At least one of them. But guys, that's why she's my number 2 favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Female Yu-Gi-Oh! Card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So let's go find out what my number 1 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. So guys, as you can tell, my number 1 favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Madolche Mageline. Yes, Madolche Mageline, yes. Now, there's a whole bunch of reasons why Madolche Mageline is actually my number 1. I have to say over the last couple of months, about the last 3 to 4 months, she has actually become my number one. If you guys don't know, over the last couple of months, I've actually been putting together a Madolche deck. Even before we knew about Madolche Angeli and all that stuff. I have always wanted to build the deck for a whole bunch of different reasons. But the reason why Madolche Mageline is my number one favorite is I like cooking. If you guys don't know, I actually like cooking and baking. That type of guy. I like cooking and baking for people. So, Madolche, cooking, baking. Some people call it Candyland, but she's amazing. She's Stratos. I guess you could say she's a female version of Stratos. But with Madolche Chateau in the field, she becomes a 19 beat stick. But she can search out any Madolche monster you want and you need. So she searches out just about anything you need. She's amazing. She looks cool. I don't know what else to say about her. She's just so amazing. She helps you make, tiramisu. There's a whole bunch of different things she does. And I have to admit, I've just come to like Madolches after playing them for so long now. It's been about 5, 6 months. I just wanted to play the deck because it just looks so amazing. They look so dang cute. One of the reasons why I also play Ghost Tricks. But I just really like Madolches, and she's my favorite Madolche monster. So that's why she's my number one favorite. So guys, tell me down below, what is your number one favorite female card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And don't be shy and just say it down below. We're all adults here, I hope. So guys, till next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and I'll see you guys next time. Seto Kaiba, I'm out of here, guys.